Hybrid meetings have some challenges. When you have several people in a meeting space like this, the remote participants on the call sometimes have a hard time feeling connected or engaged with the people physically in the room. At Neat, we've solved this problem by visually bringing the participants in the room closer to the remote participants. Let me show you what I mean. When there's only one or two people in a meeting space, it's not that big of a problem because we can zoom the camera in to make ourselves clear to the people on the far end of the call. It becomes a problem when there's more people in the space with us, because then we have to zoom the camera out so that everyone can be seen. But when we do that, the camera gets further and further away and we all get smaller and smaller on the screen. That's when the remote participants start to feel disengaged and not connected to what's going on in the room. At Neat, we solved this problem using people-finding artificial intelligence and video compositing to bring all of the people in the room closer to the remote participants. And this is a feature that we call Neat Symmetry. All right, so now we're in a video call, and here's the problem, just like we described it. We have a group in our meeting space here, and we had to zoom the camera out so that everyone can be seen in the hybrid meeting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to engage our Neat Symmetry feature and show you how we make this experience a lot better for the people on the far end. And there you are, individual auto-framing using Neat Symmetry. Our artificial intelligence people-finding capability has looked at the room, seen where we are, and then individually auto-framed us so that we can be seen much more clearly by the people on the far end. Now again, the great thing about the individual auto-framing is that it tracks us each as individuals. So if we move around, we reposition ourselves, that frame is actually going to follow and make sure that we stay visible for the people on the far end without us having to do anything or touch any of the technology while we're in the meeting. That means we can behave however we want. We can do things like stand up and it's going to adjust to us, move about, and behave however we want to behave. Now, the other great thing about this is that our frames are actually oriented based on how we're actually sitting in the room. So if I turn and talk to her, it looks to you like I'm talking to her, and if I talk to her, the same. It looks like we're talking to each other. So you can follow the conversation and understand where people are sitting in the room, just like if you were joining us here in the room yourself. Now, it will also adjust to the size of the crowd in the room. So if one of our coworkers is running late and joins us a few minutes after we've started the meeting, the technology will actually adapt, understand that there's another person in the room, and as soon as he takes his spot and settles, it's going to show you a little reference shot of the room, and then it's going to frame him up as well. Now, the great thing about this is that it's giving you a much better experience on the far end of the call, but for us in the room, there's nothing that we have to do special in terms of our behavior or knowledge of the technology to make this work. That's why Neat Symmetry is so great and can be so transformational for your hybrid meetings in your organization.